Go time. Skate Park Square will be the first map we play here.
Damn, she ain't messing around.
Just went straight into it, yep. Frostfire being the chiller he is already saying good luck. What a guy. And Connie returns the favor. So hopefully will be a good match. This is the match of the week, so we'll see if it lives up to the billing. Just waiting, and all right. We are officially underway in Connie versus Frostfire. This, again, is the match of the week. Connie going to line straight for the blue. Frostfire opted to go and grab that super speed instead. We'll see how that ends up. See if that ends up doing anything for Connie. Solid start though for both players. Already, still 10-8. Score quite close. Next spawn's gonna be up top. Connie does well to get up there. Already out to a 8-point lead. It's early days here, but I'd still like my chances if I'm leading this early. Frostfire with a nice blast to grab that yellow, but Connie going to win that spawn. Connie, very nice parkour there, and Frostfire is going to mess up his. So this spawn is going to mostly go Connie's way, so long as she doesn't blunder it, which she didn't. Chose not to go for that last red, and the next spawn is going to be right on top of Frostfire, so that whole spawn goes to him. We do have a blue in the middle, which Frostfire does miss, and so they end up splitting that. Yes, they end up splitting that blue. It is now an 11-point lead for Connie. Frostfire going to grab that last red. Next spawn is going to be right behind Connie. Nice super speed there from Frostfire to get over to the next spawn, and the next one is down in the pipe. Connie going to get there first because she had a super speed on standby. That's really, I think, been the big issue so far for Frostfire, is just not having a super speed on standby. Frostfire not making that jump either. Falls short. Connie up 15 already. 3 minutes to play. Already time wasting is Connie here. You know, I can't... if you're playing Frostfire, you kind of have to play scummy a bit, and if you want to call that scummy, then, you know, so be it. Connie messes that up, so Frostfire going to be there a lot earlier, and Connie does choose to go up for it, but won't get anything out of it. Lead back down now to 14. However, she's been much better in the pipe spawns and getting and navigating to the top than Frostfire has so far. We do have a blue spawn up top, and Frostfire misses again. Like I said, he's having a very hard time navigating and getting up top. Connie's been winning those spawns pretty easily, just because he hasn't been able to get up to them consistently. Connie gonna overshoot that one yellow, but Frostfire doesn't end up going for it, so she gets it to herself anyway. Next spawn is going to be directly in the line of Frostfire, so he ends up taking that. Connie misses that yellow at first, but ends up being able to go back for it. Next spawn's gonna be up top. Connie has a super jump, so she's gonna get right up to it, and Frostfire does land it this time, so the entire spawn doesn't end up going to Connie, but most of it does. The lead is sitting at 17. As we head into the final minute 30 here. Connie, nice gyro there. Frostfire a little bit late. And the lead is opened up to 20. Looking very good for Connie here. I don't know, maybe this isn't Frostfire's best map. I'm not sure. I haven't seen him play this often. Connie a little bit lost on where those gems were at first, and then Frostfire was in a gyro to get up to it. Next spawn's going to be down below, right by where Frostfire was again. Lead trimmed a little bit, but not much. Lead is still 19. Frostfire is going to win the race to this spawn, but... Oh, there goes Connie. Hit by a Mega. We do have a blue spawn back across the map. We'll see who gets to this one first. Frostfire hits the beam. Connie nowhere to be found right now. Lead trimmed again. Dish down to 14, though. 12-point lead for Connie. 30 seconds to play. Frostfire is good enough that that might not be enough if Connie makes a few errors, but Connie looking pretty steady here. Lead 17, 20 seconds to play. This could be the ideal start for Connie. If you go up 1-0 early in a series, very often it gives you that momentum that you need to continue. Connie falls short on that, kind of does what Frostfire had been doing all game, and so long as there's nothing major in this next spawn, which there isn't, that is going to be an opening game win for Connie here. Very well played by her. Very, very well played by Connie there. And we're going to head to Nuremberg. I feel like I just said this a few minutes ago. We're going to head to Nuremberg with Connie up 1-0. But this time we're not coming from Hillsborough. So it is now going to be Frostfire's pick, of course. I suspect we're going to see... Okay, Connie is saying she would have killed herself. That's not ideal. Yeah, we're going to see what exactly Frostfire has planned here. It'll be interesting to see if he chooses to break out one of his better maps after losing game 1. But knowing that he has a really rough path to the finals, and he might want to save his best picks. Oh, he's breaking out Sprawl. Here we go. Yeah, so it is rough. His path to the finals, if he were to make it that far, he has to play MBO in the next round. If he wins this match, he has to play MBO in the next round, and then plays the winner of Zedron versus Shadow Visions in the semis. So we're gonna see how well Connie's practice with SPKI went. I don't know how to pronounce that. And we will see how this plays out. I believe Sprawl is one of Frostfire's best maps, and we do have a blue to open. Connie going to opt for the yellow, ends up falling a tiny little bit behind Frostfire and ends up not splitting the blue. That blue right now is the only difference between these two players, with Frostfire's lead had been sitting at 5, and is still 5. So they split that spawn evenly. Frostfire pops the Mega, but ends up edge hitting, so ends up flying way up over the spawn. A little bit unfortunate from him. Connie's gonna take the lead here. First lead of the game for her. Frostfire gonna go grab that last red, and the next spawn is going to be in a spot that definitely I thought favored Frostfire, but Connie a little faster. And the next spawn's going to be in a direction that is going to favor Frostfire just because he's able to get up to it much quicker with the power-ups he had. Connie grabs that super speed, and the next spawn's going to be right where Frostfire can get an advantage in terms of getting to it. Just had a better angle at it because Connie ended up basically behind a wall. Frostfire and Connie. Oh, double. We have a repeat spawn, and Frostfire hadn't gone far enough away, so he was able to get most of that spawn. Lead opens up to 12 now. Decent couple spawns now here for Frostfire. Connie gonna pop a Mega here, but not really much doing, and she sends Frostfire across the map, but it's right where the next spawn is. That is really unfortunate for Connie, because there's not much you can do there. She played the Mega, and just it it ended up costing her more than anything. And then in the next spawn, yeah, this game has gotten a little bit out of control. Frostfire missed the blue, but ended up being able to get back to it. The lead is 30. It did feel like this game was really close for a little bit there, and then just, one or two bad spawns, and there goes Frostfire. Connie cuts the lead down to 31 here. And Frosty's probably going to... Oh, he missed the blue. And Connie's not going to go for it. I don't know what the deal with that was. That means it is 3-0 on blues in the favor of Frostfire. I don't know why Connie didn't go for that blue. Maybe she thought he grabbed it. I don't know. But she didn't go for it. Lead is pushing 40 now. So it's been a nice landing there from Connie to grab both of those yellows, but it's been mostly Frostfire since the first minute or so. If you wanna point to luck with that mega hit, you can, but he has been playing extremely well thus far on this map, and like I said, I think this is probably one of his best maps. So I'm not super shocked by that. We do have another blue in the middle here, and Frostfire miscues it a little tiny bit, ends up falling a little short. Connie's able to get her first blue of the game. The lead's 25, minute 30 to play here. But so far, so good for Frostfire. A little bit of another miscue there, and then another all red spawn. Connie's really gonna need some of these spawns to start having a lot more value. Another nice spawn here for Connie. The lead's closing a little bit for sure. I don't know if there's gonna be enough time for Connie, especially if Frostfire he closes games so well because he doesn't get nervous. Really, I don't think it's going to be enough time now that the lead's 31 again. It's going to take probably a repeat blue spawn for Connie to have a chance here. And there is a blue over there, and Frostfire does a good job of using a blast and wall hit combo to get up over to it and grab most of the value of that spawn, aside from the blue. And he's going to be first to this blue. Leads 40 with 30 seconds to play. I think I'm going to call it here. We're going to head back to Ashburn with the series tied at 1-1. It's just a matter of how many points Frostfire wins this game by at this point. Frostfire gonna go collect the rest of this spawn, and the lead's 50. And that is basically going to wrap it up here. Connie just going for some consolation points here. And that'll do 46-point victory for Frostfire on Sprawl. Check my DMs. Oh, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, we could do that if you want to do that. So we're heading back. We are back in Ashburn. Connie wants Epicenter. Do that and that. Definitely an interesting pick. I'm just going to use the search thing, Epicenter. Okay. Oh, it is an intermediate. I just glossed over it. My brain stopped looking as soon as I saw Outlook. My brain just said, nah, we're not looking anymore. Don't want to see that. Don't want to see that shit. So let's see. It's going to be a battle of camping the middle, which is lovely. We love to see it.
Ready.
We're going to start off all red spawn, mostly one of the up top ones. Frostfire going to go for respawn abuse. It doesn't come off. He tries it again. It doesn't come off again. but this time he had enough blast to get up to it. Connie going to go for that mega. I think they end up splitting that red anyway. Connie does a very good job there of getting over to those reds. It's a 3-point lead as we head into the next spawn. Frostfire tries a super jump there. I don't know if that was necessarily what he was trying to do. Connie misfires it a little bit and isn't able to get any of those yellows. If she just kept going straight, she would have had it. Both players going for the middle spawn camp here. It doesn't end up happening, and there goes Connie with does the mega super speed thing, uses the spin generated by popping a mega to go flying. It's going to be a side all red on the middle, I'm going to call that a volcano, the middle volcano there. 2-point lead for Connie, minute gone now. Connie gets smacked away by a nice mega there from Frostfire, and he is going to grab the rest of that. We do have our first middle spawn here. It is going to be split. Connie and Frostfire both get credit for that blue. We have another blue right afterwards. Frostfire going to be the one to get up to it. Connie fell off. Although I do believe she did have a gyrocopter there. And then a nice mega from Frostfire, and the lead is 9 points with 3:30 or so to go. Nice super speed there from Frost, and then the respawn is very nice for him. He's able to get straight back into it, straight into the middle here. He's going to grab that, and then Connie's going to go for the rest of the value of that spawn, so they end up splitting most of that value at the end, 5-5, because, Frosty wasn't able to get up over to the yellows and reds on the side. Right now, the big issue is if you're Connie, you need to start getting some of these yellows. That's really where Frostfire is killing her. It has been the yellow discrepancy. Because let's look at the numbers here. 11-5. Connie's winning reds and is losing blues by 1. It is pretty much entirely just the yellows that are killing Frostfire. It's gonna be a all red spawn right behind Connie, right in front of Frostfire. And Connie's gonna hop down for that last one, and she's gonna probably give Frostfire the chase here. And the next spawn is going to be another all red spawn on the side of the volcano. Connie, a little bit of a fail on the parkour there, and there's another all red spawn on the side of the volcano. If you're Connie, you really start hoping for some better value here. We do have a blue spawn up top, and Frostfire faster again, although it does say he has no bars. I don't know if he lagged out there for a sec or what. Lead is 25 as we head into the final minute 30 now. Blue spawn up top, and Connie is sent by that mega. The lead has grown even further. It's now pushing 30. Connie going to go down for that red, and it doesn't really hurt that much. I was expecting maybe if that blue popped up that it would really kind of spell game over there for Connie if that blue did spawn. We have another one of those triple yellows on the little hills there, and Frostfire is gonna get all of them again. And like I said, this has really been where Connie has been suffering the most, has been in the yellows department. Currently losing that battle by 10. Frostfire snipes another blue very well. That's really kind of what he does best. On this map is those very quick blue snipes. Connie giving him the memo to go away here by popping that mega. But he's just so good at avoiding them. There's not much you can do if you're Connie. You'd have to really commit to hitting him, and at this point in the game, you really have to commit more to getting the gems than hitting him. And she does hit him there on the respawn, but he respawns straight away, right basically in the same spot. So no real harm done there to him. He falls short on that parkour attempt, but it is a 29-point win for Frostfire on Epicenter. Well played by him. So we're going to head to Nuremberg. Series at 2-1 in Frostfire's favor. Looking a lot like the Sergi match against Igai earlier, when he started out with a win, albeit a much closer win than Connie's against Frosty's on Skate Park Square, but this is pretty much the exact same script as the last match so far. Frostfire really turning it up here in these past two. We're going to see what he chooses to pick. He did pick Sprawl last time, alright, and he's going to go for another old school map. I don't know Frostfire's age, so I'm not going to call it an Unk map, but if somebody wants to tell me if it's an Unk pick, you can let me know. But these are definitely some old head picks. Connie letting A-Game know that Eye of the Storm is not going to be brought out in this series. At least not by Connie anyway. So we're going to go into Marble City now. Going to be interesting to see how well Connie does on a map that I'm sure Frostfire is quite good at.
Go.
And the first spawn is going to go the direction of Frostfire. Connie did beat him there, and he does a very good job. Frostfire does a very good job there of super speeding in through the value of that spawn. Able to knock Connie pretty far away. I don't know where Frostfire ended up. And they both end up splitting that yellow. Finally we do have the big blue spawn up top that I was talking about earlier, and it's going to be Frostfire getting up to it. We do have already a pretty sizable lead here for Frostfire. Already at 10 points before we even hit the first minute gone. Connie uses the super jump to get up to the spawn. And not always a terrible idea. She does use that super speed very well to get over. And honestly, playing Frostfire is so difficult because it feels like you have no idea where he's coming from sometimes. The way he uses super speeds is so honestly, it is impossible to read sometimes if you're not constantly watching him. And there he goes, able to snipe out a lot of the value of that spawn as well. We do have a blue here. We'll see if Connie's able to get that, and she gets blasted off by Frostfire. Very well played by him there. Lead is nearly 20 as we head into the first minute 30's gone. Lead is already up to 20 points. Connie hasn't been playing terribly. Obviously a few mistakes here and there. Frostfire is just playing super well, which I think a lot of matches against him kind of feel that way, where it's like, it's not that you're doing anything wrong, it's just that he's so fast. It really is kind of hard to play against him sometimes just because of that. And he's already off to the next spawn, able to grab both the red and the yellow. It's actually a much harder thing than it looks like, because you'll usually bounce over the yellow after grabbing that red in a gyrocopter like that. So, well played by him. We have another spawn down below, and he uses the gyrocopter to skim across the ground and grab that yellow. Connie going to play for position here a little bit, maybe gamble a little bit on where the next spawn's going to be. Ends up winning that spawn. The lead sits at 25. Both players use the sloped edge, but Frostfire able to land it slightly better. Kind of hops down, and then the next spawn is going to be right on top of Frostfire. So the lead pushed to 31 as we head into the final 2 minutes here. She falls short on that as well. So it's been all Frostfire since the skate park square match. I think he's plenty warmed up now, and the next spawn is going to be right where Connie had mega'd him. That's the second time that's happened, where she's mega'd him, and it ends up basically pushing him right to where the next spawn's going to be. That you could call that bad luck or whatever, but I mean that's just unfortunate, especially when that next spawn's got a blue on it like that. Just so far, ever since Skate Park Square, it's really been all Frostfire. Very well played from him so far. Minute or so left to go. Lead is sitting at 40. Connie able to super speed up after getting stuck a little bit. They split that spawn evenly. Connie able to get the orange gem there, the one down below, and the lead is back below 40. But with that mega able to kind of hog out most of that space there, and yeah, Connie's mostly playing for pride at this point. I really don't think a 38-point comeback is really going to be possible on a map like this with an opponent like that. So. And he does try for I honestly think he went for like a corner wall hit there to try to bounce back the other direction. Connie's mega expires at the worst possible time, so she ends up falling short and it falls out of bounds right afterwards. She's been able to cut the lead down back below 30 again though. So a little more palatable of a score line right now than it was before. I mean, it was pushing 40 before, so. Or I think it actually had gotten over 40 before, so definitely a little bit more of a palatable scoreline, and it's going to be another 29-point victory for Frostfire. It's 3-1 to him. And we are going to head back. Connie's not doing great. No, Connie, you have one more. We're going to go back to Ashburn. See what Connie has in mind for her third and final pick. She is going to pick Nadir. I believe she has the world record on this map in single player. So definitely a map that she is familiar with. We'll see how much that familiarity comes into play here against an opponent like Frostfire, who probably also knows this map quite well. So we are underway in Game 5 as soon as all players are ready, and we are officially underway here in Game 5 of the match of the week. We've gone to Connie's. Probably, if I had to guess, I'd say this is probably one of Connie's better maps. I'm not sure how Frostfire feels about this map particularly, but like I said, definitely one of Connie's better maps. Connie up 7 to open. So far, looked very comfortable on this map. They navigate that ice section pretty well, and Frostfire is going to get at least 3 of the gems there. They end up splitting that spawn pretty much evenly. And it's going to be Frostfire taking that yellow, and then Connie able to hold up and grab the rest of that value. Frostfire able to get that yellow again. Connie's going to play for the blast, and then get that last red. Frostfire is going to grab that one as well, and then uses the blast very well to shield Connie from that from that second yellow. Both players going for it there. Frostfire, wow, that's great control. Not sure how else to put it. Great control there from him to get that yellow anyway. Nicely done there from Connie to carve out those 2 yellows from that spawn for herself. But she kind of loses control of the gyro there, able to come down and grab some of the rest of that value. Frostfire grabs 2, I believe both of those yellows, but Connie split the other part of it with him, and they does a very good job. Oh, there goes Frostfire. Oh my gosh, if you're Connie, you have to take advantage. Where'd you go? Oh, he respawned. Okay, I definitely thought he just went up. Because that actually happened to me against Mazik the other day, where I just went up and just kind of vanished. The map vanished. I went that high up. Both players opting for that. Great use of the blast there from Connie, but Frostfire able to recover nicely with that gyro. So not as big of an advantage as I would have expected from something like that, but again, it is so hard to knock. Oh, and there goes Connie again with the blast, really just trying to push him as far away as possible from these spawns. Connie sent down to the bottom. If Frostfire ends up with all these gems, then the lead will be it'll be tied. But he doesn't. He camps the middle, and the next spawn's going to be right by Connie. Plays out super well for her, but he's going to be able to grab that second yellow, so she isn't able to get much further ahead than she already was. Connie grabs the second yellow out of those 2 as well. We do have a blue spawn here, and it's going to go to Frostfire. So the lead does change hands there just briefly. Connie able to maintain the lead for now. Frostfire able to now retake the lead. It's going to be neck and neck, I'd imagine, the rest of the way. The blue spawns again, and great blast there from Connie to knock Frostfire away, and then the super speed immediately afterwards to grab the rest of the value of that spawn. Well played there. The next spawn's going to be down in the nukes, and there they both go. Connie gets a better respawn out of it because she's able to go down and grab that yellow. The next spawn's going to be favored to Frostfire just because of that blue. Lead is 6, just under 60 seconds left to play. Frostfire grabs that blue, lead down to 3 for Connie. The lead is just 2 now, so this is definitely going to come down to the wire. Connie obviously fighting for her season here. Obviously don't want the fun to end if you're Connie, you don't want your season to be over. This is, again, for the right to play MBO in the quarterfinal, sorry. Frost ties the game up now, and Connie gonna sacrifice that yellow to go get that blast. See how that works out. Frostfire uses that super speed really well, but isn't able to really get control otherwise. Frostfire able to blast, and oh, there goes Connie. She went up because of that. It's a tie game. We do have a blue. We'll see if anyone's able to get to it. It's gonna be Frostfire by 1. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, that's awful. That's too bad. Oh, that's too bad.